What's up? What's happening with y'all, man? I'm back here with another video, and football is back, baby. Yes, sir. Football is back. I'm so excited to talk about football again, man. It's been a very, very, very long time for football to be away. I'm so glad that from now till February that we're gonna have constant football every week, no matter what it is, preseason, college. Like, I'm so happy to have football back. And I'm here to talk about the Hall of Fame game that happened a few days ago. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, man. So, the Jacksonville Jaguars had took the L to the Las Vegas Raiders, 27-11. But the Jazz actually have some great takeaways they can take from for watching this game. Like, for instance, Trayvon Walker, the number one overall pick. Shoot, and he was very impressive, man. Very impressive. Dude, very first play of the game, bro. Dude got to the QB, but ended up being a roughing the passer call though. But still, it's very impressive given the fact that very first play he made a splash play already. He was getting pressures. He was actually getting double teamed at some point too during the game for that first two drives. I think he only played. But around first quarter, with 6:30 left on the clock, he ended up getting a sack. And it was a great sack too, as he actually contained the tackle. The QB Jarrett Stidham had started to scramble. He ended up getting the sack for it. And the very next play, he was in a stunt, part of a stunt, to where him and Key was actually in the stunt. It was kind of bad the way it looked but Key got to the QB and then getting a sack, which ended the drive. All in all, Trayvon Walker, even though it was a preseason game, dude ended up being impressive for like what he showed out there for like the first two drives he was in. And it's always great to see. And as for the whole defense alone, like it was straight. But Jazz pass rush was actually really impressive. Being into with 5 sacks for the game. That's really great. But the run defense though is it was mid. Definitely mid. Like the Raiders had their way to run the ball on them, but the Jazz defense, it could be better though. It could be better. The time comes, the linebackers, they weren't like getting the tackles that they need to. That constantly missing tackles. The DBs, they're straight, but all in all, I was very, very, very impressed with the pass rush. As also very, very, very impressed with Trayvon Walker and what he did. Now, looking at the Jaguars O-line was actually pretty straight, given the fact that it's a preseason game. Like the pass blocking was actually really great. They only allowed 1 sack, and that was for a 5-man rush and with a stunt. It was like probably I can't remember what man it was, but the pass rush was actually the pass blocking was really great for what they needed to do. And Walker Little actually was a really great standout for them, as he held his own. Given it's a preseason, he still held his own. He didn't really allow a sack at all this game, but the run blocking though, it was kind of mid. I ain't gonna lie, the run blocking could have been better. Granted, they didn't have their usual starters, especially the new Sunday Brandon Sheriff in the game, but still, you would want your run blocking to be a little bit better, as the running game definitely suffered this game, as they didn't even crack. And none of the players actually cracked 50 yards rushing at all. Like the running was actually not that good. Like I said, the offense was very pedestrian. Granted, like they really wasn't running like the actual plays because it's the first preseason game. But like for it to be very pedestrian, the QBs didn't really play that good. Like they were missing deep balls. Like people wanted to connect on that. Wide receivers wasn't really all that impressive at all this game, but like it was like probably the final drive we had, I think, or second last final drive we had in the fourth quarter. They took Trail. He ended up doing some good things. He actually ended up getting the only touchdown in the game, which was actually a really pretty good pass to him, passing touchdown to him. And they showed even converted a 2-point conversion, which was rushing 2-point conversion. But all in all, the offense, Jazz offense was and the defense was actually pretty good, pretty all right. The pass rush is really impressive, and Jazz Jazz had to go back to the drawing board and see what they can do in the preseason game. But all in all, they have some type of hope. You just want to be more impressed with the fact that none of the actual starters didn't get hurt, and also you should be really grateful that Trevor Walker actually played really great for what he did. So all in all, Jazz, they just be ready for next week for their first preseason game for real, and hopefully the Jazz can actually do build the momentum for wherever they actually going against wherever team is next for them. All right, now on to the Las Vegas Raiders, and the first thing I noticed was they ran a lot of screenplays, like a lot of screenplays for him. And Jarrett Stidham, he was in that system with Josh McDaniels when he was with the Patriots, and he was actually pretty good for him. He ended up finishing with 96 passing yards, but also had a 12-yard rushing touchdown for him. He ended up playing most of the snaps with also Nick Mullins actually coming in back and forth with him, but like Jarrett Stidham played pretty good, but like it's kind of expected when like we were in that system and you already know the system, and he played really good for what they needed for him to be. He probably gonna be. They're just fighting for the backup job. Who's gonna be the backup? And honestly, if I had to choose like who's gonna be the backup between Nick Mullins and Jarrett Stidham, I'll probably choose Jarrett Stidham for the simple fact that like he already knows the playbook inside and out. And he'll also help Derek Carr, which crazy as it sounds, he will help Derek Carr for the simple fact that like he knows the system already. And he'll be a great asset as a backup for him. Now, there was two players on the Raiders offense that caught my eye when I was watching the game. One of those players being Tyron Johnson, the former LA Charger wide receiver. He caught my eye big time. Like he was actually, every time I see him, he'll always get open, man. Dude will always get open. He'll burn the Jaguars DBs. Granted, he already played in the NFL already, but like still, given the fact that I seen him get open and burn the DBs, that's a great sign. Just he has a little bit of drop issues as he actually dropped the pass that was near the end zone, which was around like 2:20 left in the second quarter, which is not that good, but he will get open though. He ended up finishing with 2 receptions for 39 yards, where he actually made a really good grab for 25 yards with his first catch to set up a go-ahead run for Amir Abdullah for a rushing touchdown for touchdown in the game for him. He even made a sideline catch too, which is pretty good for him. But like he just need to earn a roster spot at this point because he can get open. He's a really great deep threat, but like he's got to be able to catch the ball a little bit more for him to be that consistent wide receiver deep threat that teams would really want. That could take the top off the coverage for him. I actually think he can make the roster, but like he actually caught my eye whenever I actually watching the game. And the second person that caught my eye was the rookie running back Zamir White out of Georgia, and he was very, very, very impressive in showing this game. He ended up showing why he was the power back that he was in Georgia, and why they needed him in the national championship. But he actually led the team in rushing yards with 11 carries for 52 yards. He even tacked on 3 receptions for 23 yards. And well, to help was he actually had a screen pass that went 17 yards. And whenever he actually, in the short yardage situation, he would actually get in the first down. He would throw his shoulder, do all of that for him. He was very impressive with what they need him to be, man. Like and knowing the Patriots, they usually run like a running back by committee. And you don't be surprised if you actually see him in the season, bro. Just if like knock on wood, like Josh Jacobs get hurt, which he actually played in this game too. And Zamir White could be a great factor for what they need for him on the Raiders offense whenever the season starts for him. Now, when it comes to the Raiders O-line, it's basically was the opposite whenever I talk about the Jags O-line. With the run blocking and whenever they actually blocking for the screen passes were awesome. They're great because I seen them open up big holes from the running backs, which is the reason why the Jags couldn't even stop the run game. But their pass blocking was a little suspect, especially for the tackles position, because I seen where like they were giving up tackles. Man, I seen some stunts end up working for them for the Jags, but like most of the time I seen a 4-man rush and the Jags been getting sacks on them, which actually had me a little bit worried about the pass blocking for the Raiders. And Lester Cotton caught my eye too. Lester Cotton, the guard, He was at, I think, number 67 on the team, and he caught my eye too. Had two open up holes for the running backs. And he was actually pretty good in pass blocking, but like, all in all, like the O line was actually pretty straight for him too. Now, just to quickly talk about the Raiders defense, it was pretty good. They did their thing for the first 3 quarters and like probably half of the fourth quarter, but like honestly, feel like they really did great stop at the run for the Jaguars, and their pass rushing needs a little bit more work, but like the run defense is really great for them, and that's really all I could say about their defense. And plus, Jazz QBs, and they ain't really good comparison to the Raiders, honestly. But all in all, it's great that the NFL is back and gonna be better than ever, man. And this is gonna definitely my favorite for sport, and it's definitely one of my favorite pastimes to watch, man. I'm gonna be just diving in and watching most of these NFL games, especially when the regular season starts. Like, it's gonna be fun to watch. But that is my recap for the Hall of Fame game. And one quick shout out to all the Hall of Famers that got inducted this year. Congratulations to y'all. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Y'all definitely influential to the NFL for how y'all play in the game. And definitely a big shout out to Tony Baselli. He's the first Jaguar to ever be drafted by the Jags, and also became their first Hall of Famer. Shout out to him. And with that being said, I'm out, and y'all have a great day.